What's up, nerds? Today we are going to complete the resume assignment. We are going to use Google Docs to create a one-page resume for ourselves. So the easiest way to get into doing a resume is you want to open Google Docs and you want to go to the template gallery. And if you scroll down, you will see that there are a number of resume templates here. You can choose whichever one you want. All of these are great. I'm going to choose. I'll go with Swiss. The first one looks pretty good. But again, you guys can choose whichever one you want. Now, it's going to, when you're working from a template, there are going to be they're already going to have a bunch of stuff in there, right? You want to replace all of this with your information. Now for this assignment, I want you to use your actual information. The only exception would be your actual, your address and phone number. If you don't want me to have those things, that's fine. You can put in fake stuff or just leave it with the default. But everything else I want you to actually fill in. I want this to be a resume that you can actually use if you are applying for a job. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my name, David Storm, and I can put in, CTE director, right? If you have a title. If you don't, you can just put student, whatever, or you can just leave that blank, whatever your template calls for. And I'm going to leave all that stuff here. I'm actually going to change my email address because you guys know my email address. And I'll change this, And the more I look at it, the more I realize I kind of don't like this format, this template, but it's okay. All right, for skills. Now, when you're talking about your relevant skills, you want to make sure that you put in skills that are important for the job you are applying for. Every resume that you write will be targeted toward a specific job position. Let's say you sit down to apply for jobs and you apply for 7 different jobs in one day. You are going to write 7 different resumes, one for each of those jobs you were applying for, right? And so in here, I could have a bulleted list of skills that, kind of show who I am as a person. Can develop, curriculum, can develop, whatever, curriculum, blah, 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 blah. So you would just put in skills, all the skills that you have for that job, okay? Experience. Here you want to list your experience, and you want it to be in reverse order of, reverse chronological order. So for example, your what you'd have here is the most recent work experience. So for me, Utah Military Academy, and job title, CTE Director, Instructor, right? And it would be, August of 2014, present. Okay, and you want to talk a little bit about your job, what you did here, taught high school CTE subjects, including blah 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 blah, right? Then United States Air Force. Now, some of you may be already asking, I've never had a job before, so what do I do? Well, there are certain things you can do for experience. Instead of it being an actual job, you can talk about things that you've done. You can cut out the experience section altogether and then fill in more information in skills and education and awards. The other thing you could do is look for a formatted or for a resume template that actually speaks more to your strengths, right? So I just chose the first one that popped out, but let's take a look at Coral and see what that looks like. Okay, skills, experience, education, awards. They have essentially the same sections, right? But you can cut this experience part out and add more to your education, or you can change experience to volunteerism or you know things like that. So there's all kinds of things you can do. You can modify resumes as much as you possibly want. Make sure that it is easy to read. Make sure that there are no spelling errors. Make sure that that it's professional. Don't use any slang. Um, and really dig deep and try to think of things that you have to offer a new company. Try to make sure that it is not longer than one page. One page is perfectly fine. And normally, I would recommend, having all the color, uh, having no color on your resume. I would change all this to a black font. It's up to you. It's your preference. But I would try to make it not as fancy. Like try to keep it as boring as possible when it comes to the design, but make it interesting with what you're actually saying in the resume. So play around with these templates. One option I've run into, some people have a really hard time creating a resume off of their personal experience. One option is to think about what you want to do when you grow up. What is your job going to be 10 years from now? And then create a 10-year resume. So look at the job that you want to be applying for in 10 years and then build your education and your experience and all that stuff based on your goals, your personal goals for your career. So if you know what college you want to go to, and what degree you want to get, and what jobs you want to have in the meantime, you can put those in there. So you can look at this as an assignment for right now, or this can be your resume 10 years from now. Either of those things are fine. It's completely up to you. But write your resume, format it properly, put it all together, make it look nice and neat, and then submit it for your assignment. Please come talk to me if you have any questions. Let me know. Shoot me an email. Find me in class. Thank you for paying attention, and I will see you next time.